this exercise 1.1, I reviewed the terminology worksheet. I found that some terms were fairly straightforward, while others required me to slow down and really rethink how scripture has been preserved and transmitted over time. One set of terms I initially found challenging were manuscript, text, and document. At first glance, they sound interchangeable, but the distinction matters. A manuscript refers to a physical, handwritten copy. A document is the physical artifact itself, and text refers to the wording or content that the document preserves. Keeping those distinctions clear has already helped me to better understand discussions around textual transmission and variation. Another area that required extra attention was variant units, variants, and witnesses. I had to remind myself that a variant unit is a specific location in the text where differences occur, while variants are the different readings at that location. A witness then refers to any manuscript, version, or citation that attests to one of those readings. Thinking of witnesses almost like testifying voices helped the concept click for me, really. I also wrestled a bit with original text versus Exegesis text. The idea that we may not possess the original autograph, but instead work toward an earliest recoverable form of the text, reframes exegesis as a disciplined and humble task. It reminds us that Scripture has been faithfully preserved through a community of transmission, not dropped into history in a single fixed form. If anyone is unsure about minuscule and minuscule manuscripts, a helpful way to remember them is that minuscule manuscripts are written in large, capital style letters and tend to be earlier, while minuscule manuscripts use smaller, cursive writing style and are genuinely later but far more numerous. Quantity doesn't always equal quality. Both groups are important witnesses. What surprised me most in this exercise was how early textual criticism is introduced in the study of exegesis. I initially assumed exegesis began primarily with literary or theological analysis. However, I'm learning that before interpretation can responsibly begin, we must first ask, what text are we interpreting? Textual criticism is not about questioning the authority of Scripture, but about strengthening our confidence in it. By carefully comparing manuscripts, scholars can identify copying errors, intentional clarifications, and explanatory glosses that entered the text over time. This process ultimately helps us get closer to the wording the biblical author intended. I also appreciate learning why the term text type has limited usefulness. While categories like Alexandrian or Byzantine can be helpful, manuscripts don't always fit neatly into one category. This reinforces that Scripture's transmission history is complex and organic rather than rigid. Overall, this exercise has helped me to see the exegesis not just as an interpretation, but as a stewardship. Understanding terms like autograph, recension, transcription, translation, and transliteration gives us tools to engage Scripture responsibly, respectfully, and accurately. I'm realizing that exegesis is both an academic discipline and a spiritual practice, one that requires precision, patience, and humility. I'm looking forward to continuing this process with a stronger foundation and learning alongside all of you. Thank you, and have a blessed day. And as always, be blessed and be a blessing.